Hi, I'm Kelly from Kelly Jones Jewellery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these cute little earrings, made just using wire. You can add beads if you like. I've put a list in the description below of everything you'll need to make these, including links to my Etsy shop, which is kellyjonesjewellery.com, my Facebook page and my Instagram, and I'll pop Gracie's Instagram on there as well. Gracie's my little pug who snores by my side as I'm making the videos. To make these earrings you'll need 0.8mm wire, that's 20 gauge, and I've cut 4 lengths at 8 inches, that's 20 centimetres. You'll need 0.315mm weaving wire, that's 28 gauge, and you'll need about 300 centimetres. My silver filled wire comes on these little plastic bobbins. You can wind your wire onto a bobbin if you like, or you can cut lengths as you go if you prefer. I usually use these bobbins, and I'll put a link to these on eBay in the description below. These are great and they stop the wire from flailing about. So we'll need 2 little jump rings, mine are 10mm outside measurements. And tools, I've bought some new pliers, I absolutely love these. These are the Tweezer Nose Tronics pliers, and they're really lovely, and now I've got the set. So you'll need pliers, round nose pliers, wire cutters, and I'll be using nylon pliers. If you don't have these, don't worry, it's not important, I just love these. And if you want links to any of my tools, if you're thinking about buying tools, I'll put links in the description below. So please buy from my links if you are thinking about buying. They are affiliate links, so I do get a small percentage. So take one of your wires and your jump ring, and you want to find the centre of your wire. We're going to pop that onto the jump ring at the centre point there. And then we're going to wrap it around again. We've got to pull it tight around that jump ring. I'm just straightening my wire because I've bent it a little bit. I'll try and keep my join at the other end of where the wire is going to sit so that the wire doesn't slip off or pull a jump ring open. So when you've added one, then you need to add the other one in the same way. Find the centre point, pop it on the jump ring, and then wrap it around like we just did. So that's what you should have. Joined the 2 wires onto the jump ring. So I've separated them for now, just working on these 2 wires. Take your weaving wire. We're going to start with 3 wraps around that bottom wire. And then we'll wrap around both wires. Three times. So that's our repeat, 3 wraps around the bottom wire and then 3 wraps around both wires, and we'll repeat that weave. And keep pushing your weave together as you go to keep it nice and tidy. So I've done 12 repeats of that weave. And I want it at the bottom of the jump ring really. I'm going to scoop it around. Try and keep it nice and flat. So now I'm going to add more repeats to the weave. So continue with the weave that we've already doing, a little bit further. So I've got a total of 20 repeats of that weave altogether. And then I'm going to start to bend the weave around. Like that. Bit. So if we go back up to the top, I'm going to wriggle this around because I want the join at the top where I can see it. That's it. So now on these 2 wires, take your weaving wire. I'm going to do what we did before. We're going to do the same weave as this over these 2 wires. So 3 wraps around the bottom wire, 3 wraps around both wires. So I've done 10 repeats of that weave across those other 2 wires. Sitting it right next to, so all the wires are sat together at the back. I'm going to bend it around, try and keep it flat this time. Get it to go around the other weave, and it's fiddly because they keep moving. I just want it to follow the weave. So that's the shape I wanted, so it just sits around to the back like that. And then I'm going to add more repeats to that weave. So this second weave I've added repeats, and I want it to overlap the first weave. I'll scoop around to follow it, to sit next to it. So you want to do enough repeats so that your weaves come together like that. So now we're going to weave across all 4 wires. So weaving across all 4 wires, I've had to undo a little bit of the weave to get them to sit together. Bring the wire underneath the bottom wire, and we'll go around the bottom 2, up between the bottom 2, then we'll go around the middle 2, up between those middle 2, over the top, between those top 2 and around the top wire again, up between the middle 2 and around that 3rd wire, between the bottom 2 and around that 2nd wire, underneath and around the bottom wire, and that's our repeat. So we'll just repeat that weave. We'll just repeat it a couple of times. I'll go over it again with you. So we go around the bottom 2, up between the bottom 2, around the middle 2, between the middle 2, over the top, around the top wire, between the middle 2, around the 3rd wire, between the bottom 2 and around the 2nd wire, underneath the bottom wire and around the bottom wire. So I've done 3 repeats of that weave. Keep compressing your weave together as you go to keep it nice and tidy. So now we're going to put a curve on the bottom there on the weave. Going to take these wires one at a time, curve them around, like that. I've added a few wraps to that bottom of that weave just to secure it. Cut that weaving wire. We're just going to secure these wires to this weave. So once you're happy with the shape of it, take the wires around to the back. I'm just going to pop that between those weaves there. And then squeeze it in place. Same with this one. Need to make a little gap there between the weaves. Cut it quite short and then bend the end around that weave. Press it flat. Easier said than done. And the same with the top one. I'm just going to pop that around there, I think. Make a little space. Cut it short. I've left a little bit of length on because I think I've been cutting them a bit too short. And then this last one goes through the jump ring, so try not to misshape it too much. We're going to pop it through the ring. So make sure your jump ring is how you want it to be. And you make sure this wire is sat how you want it to be. So I remembered to mention the jump rings this week, but I forgot to mention the ear wires, seeing as we're making earrings. So you'll need some ear wires, and you'll probably need another little jump ring in order to attach the ear wires. So there we've got one done. So now we need to make another one exactly the same but going the other way. So now we've added our wires. This time they're going to be on the left side. So now when you weave in, you need to do 3 wraps around the top wire and 3 wraps around both wires, and that will be the repeat, so it's upside down to the one we were doing just. 3 wraps around the top wire, 3 wraps around both wires, and we need to do 10 repeats of that. So I'm just running through this earring with you quickly so you can see which way you've got to bend it around. So we've done the repeats on this side, so now we've got to bend it around this way, so we have the opposite to the other one, because we want one to go one way and one to go the other. So scoop that around, and then you need to add weaves until you've got a total of 20 repeats. Then cut your weaving wire, and then go back to these wires, and you want to do the same weave again. 3 wraps around the top wire, 3 wraps around both wires, and then we'll scoop that around to follow this weave. So I've bent my weave around, and I've added the weave to that one as well. And then holding them together, I'm going to wrap that weave to follow that first weave. And then I'm going to add more repeats and get it to cross over here so we can join them all together at the bottom. So by working it to the left with the weaves upside down, we've now got an opposite of the other one. So now we need to do the weave across all of the wires that we did there, 3 repeats of that across all 4 wires there, holding it all together. So once you've added those repeats, you've now got to bend your weave around and try and match them up. And keep comparing them, because you want to get that scoop right on the bottom. And roughly try and get them the same size. And then we can work on separating and curving the wires. So we've got an exact opposite of the other one. Work on your wire shapes, attach them as we did for the other one. That one goes to the jump ring at the back, and we're nearly done. So that's my opposite one finished, and I've attached these around like we did before, and that one onto the jump ring. My second one's worked out a lot tidier than my first one, so maybe I'll have to make a third one to match them up. A little bit smaller maybe. So I've added my little ear wire straight onto those big jump rings. I thought I was going to need another jump ring, but I don't. So there they are, finished. I hope I haven't made this tutorial too hard to follow. And the sun's shining now. It's all dark at the beginning of my video. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next one. Bye.